Good morning, everyone. I am Adebimpe Omotayo.
I am Joy Olu. Welcome to the conversation.
Okay.
So, how was everybody's weekend? Yes.
Let's start from there.
My weekend, I was babysitting.
What's special about that?
We do that for you. I didn't know your babies.
I need a partner.
Or you went to babysit for somebody else.
It's my own, no.
My weekend
I
was...
need a pat on the back.
You need a pat. Pat yourself now. If you need a pat on the back. Well done.
I'm doing well.
My weekend was quiet. I didn't come out of my house till this morning.
I thought you said you had parties this weekend.
I had, but...
The one they did invite you for.
The one they did not invite me for.
Because branch.
The one you did not know.
She did not buy Ashwebi.
I did not
buy the Ashwebi.
So they didn't bother to send me the IV.
They pre-told her. And so since she didn't do the needful, they just said, you know what, you are not part of us. So
How was yours?
I was home all through this weekend. My soldiers and I were in our cocoon. So not bad a weekend. And yours?
Well, it was good. I was able to rest, and Chelsea broke my heart.
I beg. I was praying that you should not.
Liverpool broke my heart.
Well, it's FA Cup, and you know what happens in FA Cup. You know, sometimes those people just say, you know, we can't be chasing many titles. Let us lose in FA. Let us go and face EPL. And oftentimes that's what they do. But I don't know, Chelsea, sometimes those boys, they can just be some fun sports. But footballing weekend it was again for those who love to watch football. There was no plenty noise because it was not EPL. It was FA. So let's see how the race will continue. Okay, let's start the show and let's begin with our news points for today. Ajibola, are you ready?
Okay, we are starting with a former vice president is talking, challenging the federal government to ensure transparency in the budget allocation for the year 2025 for the Ministry of Health. Snake monkey mustn't swallow 1.07 billion health funds, Atiku warns. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has warned the federal government that claims of animals such as snakes, termites, gorillas, and monkeys swallowing public funds must never be the fate of the funds budgeted for the health sector in the 2025 budget. In a statement on Sunday, Atiku advised President Bola Tinubu's administration to provide transparency on how the intervention fund will be allocated. The former vice president emphasized the importance of accountability, stressing that every kobo must be properly utilized to strengthen Nigeria's healthcare system. He said in recent years, there have been bizarre claims of animals being held accountable for missing public funds. Some of these fairy tale-like claims were never investigated or punished for offenders, against the backdrop of drained resources that had been exhibited by the withdrawal of support in certain areas of our healthcare. It is important that every kobo budgeted for the health sector has to be maximally utilized. To this end, the federal government has to be deliberate about putting mechanisms in place for public audit and accountability in its $1.7 billion budgetary appropriation in the health sector. Atiku criticized the federal government for failing to provide a clear framework detailing how over $1 billion will be spent in the primary healthcare sector. He noted that while healthcare investment was essential for improving access to quality services, the government has a moral duty to disclose how these funds will be utilized.
Okay. Well, so again, we've talked about the fact that oppositions should actually criticize objectively and be a pointer to this administration. So I like the fact that Atiku Abubakar, you know, sometimes again you can actually condemn, you can point people into the right direction without necessarily being out of place, and he did that, you know. Here he did not call anybody names.
Yeah, I love his choice of words.
He did not, you know, he was so objective about this, and it was quite obvious that, you know, he had a message to pass across, and he did that, you know, convincingly. So it now behoves on government to ensure, and he was also particular about the health sector.
Yeah.
So it's now left for the government to ensure that, you know, all of the T's are crossed and the I's dotted in this, and now that there's even an increase in the budget proposal, which of course is what we'll take a look at on later. But for me, I think Atiku Abubakar on this, he was on course.
Fine.
On this.
I love that angle, Abimbola. Another angle to this story is the fact that when they were in power, how transparent were they?
That's another.
And I hope that if these budgets is properly utilized, I hope the former vice president will not be shuttling between Nigeria and Dubai again for medical treatment.
Well, until then, fingers are crossed. Let's take the second story this morning. Dismissed Adamawa Reg, Hudu insists on Binani's victory. Hudu Yunisa Ari, the former resident electoral commissioner Reg of Adamawa, has insisted that Aisha Binani Dahiru, governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC, won the 2023 election in the state. Speaking at a press conference on Saturday in Bauchi, Yunusa Ari, while holding the Quran, said his decision to announce Binani as the winner of the Adamawa governorship election was done in good faith. The former rec said he sent several letters to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to explain his side of the story. He alleged that there was pressure on electoral officials to declare Amadou Fentere governor of Adamawa and candidate of the People's Democratic Party winner of the election. In his quote, "The dismissal is not my problem. The civil service is governed by civil service rules, procedures, and services," he said. And of course, Hudu went ahead, to again talk about the fact that he will stand by the fact that, Aisha Binani won that election. You recall that on July 6, 2024, INEC filed a 6-count charge against Yunisa Ari before a high court in Yola, Adamawa State, and recently the Senate granted the request of President Bola Tinubu to sack Yunisa Ari and the suspended recs of Abia and Sokoto State over alleged misconduct. Well, the man is no longer in service. He's been sacked, and I think that is why he actually came out after that sack to again state the fact that he did whatever it was that he did. He took charge of that decision, and even if you were to bring a knife onto his neck, it will still stand by the fact that Aisha Binani won that election, and there was undue pressure to announce, the incumbent governor of that state as the governor. There are 3 sides to this story: the truth, UNISA's side, and INEC side. So it's a long walk, and it's a long. It's I don't even know how, but then the fact that he has continued to insist and stand on his decision, it says a lot about maybe his personality, if truly Aisha won that election. And again, this calls for some kind of retrospection on the minds of everybody that could have done otherwise during that election.
My own question is now that he has made this revelation, will INEC do anything about it? Will there be another election? Will they go call for the election materials they used in 2023 to confirm what he has said? Or
there was actually a tribunal.
There
was a
leave
tribunal. The tribunal threw away his allegations. So INEC has done the needful. INEC has taken him to court.
Yes.
INEC has gone to the tribunal, and all of the papers that were brought before the tribunal showed that Aisha did not win the election. So as it is just him against himself. It is him against himself. So, and that's why I said, let it just, let the conscience of all the actors in this continue to prick them, because at the end of the day, he might just be a lone voice in the wilderness if every other thing says otherwise.
That is deep.
It's quite deep.
It's deep. Because I saw the guy when he was the man rather, the wreck when he was
And the
announcing
fact that he
he
held
was
the Quran.
He did.
Right?
He did.
It's
He did.
again, because again the
Abimbola, you know our politicians. They will
Yes,
swear by
yes,
the Holy Bible,
yeah,
by the.
I mean, absolutely. And if you all remember, that was why Trump did not put his hand on. He did not carry the Bible.
on any
He did
religious
not.
book.
So that in case he starts misbehaving, which he has started doing anyway, he will not say that he swore by the Bible. Trump is a man of his own. So I don't know.
Things
Then
happen.
Things happen.
But
Things do
one
happen.
sometime soon in the future, we'll know
Maybe
the
the
truth.
truth. Just like in how many years?
Humphrey
Wosu. I know, right? Adebinkwe, let's take your story.
Saudi Arabia limits visas for travelers from Nigeria, 13 other countries. Saudi Arabia has announced a new visa policy restricting visitors from Nigeria and 13 other countries to single-entry visas. The change, which has already come into effect this month, is directed at curbing unauthorized Hajj pilgrimages and ensuring the safety of those attending the religious event. Travelers from these nations will no longer have access to the one-year multiple-entry visa for tourism, business and family visits. According to Travel Biz, Saudi Arabia has suspended the one-year multiple-entry visa for travelers from Algeria, Bangladesh, Egypt, Ethiopia, India, Indonesia, Iraq, Jordan, Morocco, Nigeria, Pakistan, Sudan, Tunisia and Yemen. The country, according to the report, has decided to issue only single-entry visas to travelers from these nations, valid for 30 days with no option of extension. And these changes apply to tourists, business travelers and individuals visiting family members, but exclude those applying for Hajj, Umrah, diplomatic or residency visas. Saudi authorities explained that the misuse of multiple entry visas had become a significant issue, saying many travelers used long-term visas to stay in the country illegally or participate in Hajj without proper authorization. Saudi government therefore advised travelers from the affected nations to apply for their single-entry visas well in advance of their planned travel dates. They have warned you. They have advised you. Nigerians, this is for
Apparently,
you.
we have been doing that.
It must have been, yes,
over
we've been
the
doing
years.
it over the years.
Why would you stay for Hajj?
But you know, no, they didn't say for Hajj. They were doing their own. You know, that list there has 7 African countries.
Countries, yes.
7
African countries.
So it is not peculiar to Nigeria.
Nigeria alone, yeah.
It is not. We just have a penchant for breaking laws.
Why are we always in?
We're always there.
We're always
That's
there.
what I'm saying. So we just have a penchant for
most
breaking
vices,
laws.
we're always there.
Because we are just a mischievous set of people.
We like to dare.
We just like to do things, and then you wonder that is a Nigerian there, and then you say, oh yes, they are there.
Okay, go on, sorry.
And then sometimes you now hear they are picking on us. Why won't they pick on us?
Abimbola,
Because when you go there, you will not even respect yourselves.
they will not comply. When I traveled to Jerusalem, Abimbola, my roommate, he said he wanted to go and buy something downstairs. He left his bag, like nothing was going to happen. And then I slept for like 3 hours, and I woke up. It was nowhere to be found.
He had jackpot in
Jackpot.
I
Jerusalem.
swear.
Can you jackpot
In Jerusalem.
Then I became a suspect myself.
Of course,
All eyes were on me.
Of course,
Yeah.
that's why it was a teamwork.
maybe you planned it together.
Because I was so close to the guy.
Did they
Then
find
3
you?
days after, he now chatted me on Facebook.
Can you
That
imagine?
is now in UK.
How did
That I
he
should
get
not tell
to
them
UK?
that he already arranged somebody to come and pick him.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You see? Sure, you see? I mean, this is how these things... Okay, we are just... Nigerians. We are just special people,
We are.
special breed.
We're just Nigerians.
We are who we are.
We are
Yeah,
who we are.
yeah.
Okay. All right, so that is it. Just like the UAE did, Saudi is doing. And of course, we just hope that, well, it's going to be more stringent.
No more
And then
Dropbox now.
Dropbox, yes, it's been cancelled. US Dropbox.
So you have to
has
appear
been
again.
Even the appearing, for the next 8 months, you can't get a date
For where?
for interview. It has bad. Let's go
Well.
to X and take a look at
Lagos.
what's trending. Oh, sorry, Lagos.
Let's come back to Lagos. Saudi.
Lagos.
Lagos eyes increased IGR to fund infrastructure. The Lagos State government is eyeing an increase in internally generated revenue to finance its ambitious infrastructure projects, allocating 1.052 trillion naira, which is about 31.27% of its 3.367 trillion naira budget for 2025 to various developmental initiatives. At the press briefing on Friday, the Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Okpe George, alongside the Commissioner for Finance, Abayomi Oluyomi, details the state's strategy to fund its infrastructure and expansion while addressing the budget deficit. Quoting him, he says the state's focus is to ensure the durability, functionality, and adaptability of our physical assets to meet ever-growing demands of our people, hence the investment of the sum of 1.52 trillion naira, representing 31.27% of the entire budget on infrastructure. Our focus remains prioritizing the maintenance, upgrade, and expansion of existing road networks and furniture, construction of bus terminals, jetties, bridges, rail systems, housing units, and digital infrastructure, in line with our vision for a truly 21st century mega city. End of quote. The state's infrastructure plan includes major projects across its 5 divisions, such as the construction of Samuel Ekundayo Toga Road in Badagry, Abaronje Road in Alimosho, Adamo Akono Agunfoyi Labusi Road in Ikorodu.
Can you just pass those names? Can you just pass those names?
And the rehabilitation of roads in Ikeja GRA. You know those roads, they're your areas, you know them. So.
Joy, now we truly know how to catch you. Okay, Lagos, of course, will always lead, and this is also part of what governance is really all about. But I'm sure a lot of Lagos residents are saying,
This
I
IGR
hope
thing.
that it will not come to taxation.
More taxes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Multiple taxation.
I
Yes,
hope
now.
it will not come to more
Yes,
taxation.
now.
Because the moment government starts saying increased IGR, please, where's the IGR coming from?
Coming from.
It's coming from the
Not
people.
taxation.
From the people, from companies, and there's no free lunch in Freetown anymore. If you want good roads, good schools, good hospitals, you have to pay.
Oh, yeah.
Even in those climes, they pay their taxes. It is when you pay that you can actually challenge those in government that, okay,
Yes.
I have done my own part. What have you done with what you have generated?
Excuse me.
So more companies will pay.
Yes, and I think those companies, they used to do it before, but for some reason they relented. I think this is the time for them to pick it up. CSR.
Yeah.
They used to do a lot of CSR. So, and then there's a way you do CSR that at the end of the day, even government will not be able to tax you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you get a waiver.
Oh, you get
Yeah.
a waiver because you have, if you pick the front of your company and do the road.
You see some companies that use heavy-duty trucks and their road, the road in front of their companies are in bad state.
There's one road that I am seeing right now. I just don't want to call that road. And there are giant companies.
I mean,
On that
I know
road.
where you're talking about.
I mean, you can as well fix
They are
that
looking
road.
away. They are looking away.
But when they look away, it does affect them too because it affects their vehicles,
Their
it affects
productivity.
their productivity. When you are spending minutes before you even get into your compound, does that make sense?
Doesn't.
Most governments do everything.
But some people are already complaining because of this tax. So those that got
They are what?
their new minimum this thing.
Government
Like Solomon. When I saw what they removed.
You see, no pain, no gain. And then you are looking up to pay you want minimum wage. Collect minimum wage now. What government is waiting for you?
Me ò fẹ́.
You pay more.
Be fair, oh.
You earn more, you pay more.
All right, let's take our hashtag for today. I hear Portable is trending. Ajibola, why is it trending?
You see that guy, eh? I really do not like talking about that guy because he likes to chase clout a lot. He's controversial, he's crude.
Joy said she saw a video where he was crying over
And they should not kill him. He's beginning to lose weight. He was alleged to have attacked the Ogun State Planning and Development Permit Authority officials. The Ogun State government is planning to construct some roads, and his property and, of course, his bar is going to be affected. So those officials went there, and his boys were said to have attacked those officials. And, you know, we cannot allow lawlessness.
You cannot break the law and come and talk. And then they just like the way he raises sentiments about certain things are just uncalled for. You will be the one that will break the law, yet you'll be the one that will shout down.
Making the noise.
You will make noise, and then you will just do things. If they leave him off the hook now, you know we said it on Friday.
Yes,
He'll come and release a song.
Yes, I will now.
He will release a song that he's the one that dealt with Ogun State government. He will come and talk. But because even the governor is saying, whatever it is, you will face the full wrath.
Exactly. There should be no sentiment.
So he should get a good lawyer. That's my advice.
Which good lawyer?
This one lawyer.
Which lawyer?
The other time it was police.
Hey.
You are daring a whole state.
Maybe
Who is
now,
it?
maybe now he will learn.
He will not
You
learn.
will not learn. No.
He will not learn. That is just him. He just likes controversies. That's just him.
What's your own with Portable?
She's an advocate for
Abi?
She's a fan. She's a fan.
No, I'm not.
Okay, Portable, carry your cross, deal with your
Carry it,
situation,
yeah.
and then you will be fine.
Don't worry, Queen Dami will come and bail you.
Wait.
We'll take a break. When we return, part one of our conversation this morning. Only last week did Mr. President write a joint session of the National Assembly with a budget increment. Is this a globally accepted norm? Many experts have said it is, you know, a norm that is accepted globally. Are there reasons why any government can undertake this particular step that Mr. President has taken? Well, a lot of people are saying yes, but of course there are cautions here and there. That conversation is after the short break.